Good evening, VPG! On a Friday, Champions E-League final night. To be quite honest, other than getting a haircut and a shave and getting the suit out, where it's bloody roasting, by the way, in the UK. Other than that, I've been sat waiting for tonight. I've been sat waiting for this two-legged final between two of the best teams in Europe. Guys and girls, here we go. $2,000 on the line. The prestige, the trophy. That's the main thing here. That's what everybody wants. But also there's a nice bit of money to be won. Let's have a look at the two sides then. It's ECHELON, the Russians, taking on XTENTATION. XTENTATION, lots of XTENTATION fans in the chat already tonight. The Frenchman, very, very popular. And I totally get why. We've seen them 4 times this week. And we can't get enough. We cannot get enough of those guys. As I said on Monday, social media wise, boys and girls, if you are not following them, drop them a follow. And you'll see exactly what I mean. Very, very interesting team to follow. Very funny team to follow. It's all good banter, of course. Of course it is. ECHELON then won our hearts over on Wednesday night. I'm getting my nights mixed up. Wednesday night, 0-0 at home to the Italians. Impact. We thought they were done and dusted. I mean, I thought, no one else was saying it. I was saying it. Away from home with the ping, they turned around a goal deficit. 2-1 winners in that Champions E-League semi-final brings them to tonight. Let's get a run of the mill before we have a little look at the team sheets. In fact, I'll bring the team sheets up for you now. Now you've seen the two sides who will be playing in this grand final. There's the team sheets for you then, and if you tuned in on Wednesday, which I'm sure you did, of course you did, they are both unchanged from Wednesday. So you can probably understand why. They both played really well. They both dispatched very, very good opposition. And to be quite frank, if you got dropped in a semi-final, that's going to be quite harsh, to be fair. So both sides have kept the same 11s, save for any last-minute changes, which I'm unaware of. But as you can see there are the 11s. Don Mazzari is going to be one of our few key players to watch for XTENTATION tonight, because I feel like he's slightly gone under the radar, because you've got the likes of Absco, you've got the likes of Kaluga, Scaro. They're the ones getting the headlines. But Mazzaro, he's the top rated winger in this Champions E-League out of everyone, all teams. 4 goals, 3 assists for that man. So, you know, normally I'd be like Absco on that left. He scored in the semi-final, a sweet volley at the back post. But I think ECHELON will be really, really worried about either side for XTENTATION. So it's something they definitely need to watch out for. And if they hadn't been warned before this, if they're watching this now, there's your pre-warning. Yeah, that's we can go through basically what everyone's done on the road to here. So Prolific were knocked out by XTENTATION, and sorry, I paused for a second because I can see the invites get erased said, which is very, very exciting. But XTENTATION, they didn't have a goalkeeper, so I was actually going to say stop what you're doing. Prolific dispatched in the final 2 1-0 wins in both of those legs. Tonight is 2 legs, boys and girls. Do not forget that, because we are away in Russia for one of those, and we are in France for the other. So it's only fair. It is only fair that we do 2 legs, because obviously traditionally it's just done on the one. Some ECHELON fans popping up as well. Lots and lots of Temptation. They are a very popular side. I said it before, I'll say it again. A very good side to watch as well. Even 2-0 up against Prolific, even 2-0 up against Exito in that quarterfinal as well. They were still going for more goals. That's the kind of team they are, and that's the kind of side we want on streams. And I mean, we've streamed them 4 times this week, so there's a reason why. ECHELON then. Obviously, we spoke in the intro about their heroics in that semi-final. Volky Lolky getting the winning goal there. 6x6 popped up with the equalizer from the back post flick on or head down, and Captain Kirk has to go down as that semi-final hero. 2 massive saves in the 90th minute there. A solid performance over those 2 legs as well from him. They're just a good all-round side. Very impressed with Speedy, with Storm, either side. You know, we're talking about Temptations left and right midfield. So as far as saying as they're very, very well matched on either flank. Beat Rote in the quarterfinals 3-0. Rote are a very, very good side. Speak French, please. So, can we not get some kind of translation going? Apologies. It's all really good stuff, I promise. Even if you don't understand what it is. As soon as the game gets going, the language, we speak the language of football. It all goes out the window, don't worry. But I appreciate it's probably not a great watch if you are just a French or Russian speaker, to be fair. And then Krasnodar and Class in the round of 16 and 32 there. So quite a tricky, I mean, it's a Champions League, of course, any route to the final is going to be tricky. Again, on the Temptation side, they have got a knack for beating UK teams. It's the only non-UK side that Temptation will be playing in this knockout stage. Beat Prolific 2-0 on aggregate, beat Exito 2-0 on aggregate, Apoel 3-1, and Focus, sorry Delosa, that was 8-1 on aggregate. Just to get Temptation back, they are currently winless in the E-Prem, but 9 wins in their last 11 in all competitions. So they've been playing a lot of FC25 this week, which not a lot of people have been doing actually, and I've got my fingers, toes, everything crossed that we don't have the same issues. Touching the desk, touching wood, that we don't have the issues we've had this week, because at times it has been unbearable and we have got no place for that in the Champions E-League final. One of the biggest nights of the season, and it's the Frenchman Temptation taking on ECHELON. Obviously got to see these sides, both of these sides, on Wednesday. Both deserving of their place here tonight. And again, like I said in the intro, $2,000 for the winner tonight. So, you know, I'll always say it's the prestige. I mean, getting a Champions E-League trophy next to your name on the website is always good. Putting that in your trophy cabinet is always good. But $2,000 isn't too bad either, is it? $500 for the runner-up tonight. So either way, people be making bank tonight. And that's what we love to see. It's pro clubs. It's pro clubs. We need... And VPG done a fantastic job with this. We need more dollar in this game mode to keep people interested, to keep the hopes up. And yeah, that's exactly what we're getting tonight. Semi-finalists also, by the way, from Wednesday got $150 as well, which I thought was pretty admirable. 80 teams started this competition. 20 groups formed of 20 countries. We've got 2 left, boys and girls. And there are 2 finalists. Don't forget, it is 2 games. We've got our magic number 22 in that top left-hand corner. That is what we need to progress. That is what we need. Shisui, drop me a TM, buddy. Probably not the time and place. Right then, I've moved myself into the middle of this stream for the final. Here we go. Ish, maybe. Yeah, it's happening. It's happening. Here we go then. Temptation in the black kit from left to right. And it is ECHELON, the Russians, away from home in the first leg. So, this is what they did in the semi-final. Can they repeat that in the final? It is 2 legs, don't forget, the Russians away from home first and foremost. Here we go then. Backsticks looking for tonight's cameraman. Absco, we know he's got a goal in him. We know he's got a goal in. Semi-final, back post on the volley. Here's the gaffer for ECHELON. Loses out, though, to Scaro, who's looked very, very tidy this week. And this man, GZ, can't say enough good words about him. One of the best cams around. Currently playing at the highest level. Absco with the right foot. Swings it in, speedy back on defensive duties. All temptations so far. Good football from the boys in black. Riwak looking for striker's feet. Lukic turns on a sixpence, completes the clearance, and XTENTATION will regain possession in their own half and gives ECHELON a breather, a chance to move up the pitch, which is kind of what they need to do as the linesman flag goes up. And a bit of rare possession in this first 10 minutes for the away side. They won't mind this. This is exactly what they did against Impact in that first game of the semi-final. They're happy. They're happy to concede possession. And if they can take a 0-0 here, I don't think they'll be too bummed about that. Taking these boys back to Russia. Headed down, though. Volky Loki is in. Hint of offside. And there is confirmation. A close one. Hint of offside. Linesman took a while to put his flag up, but it does go up eventually. And ECHELON just proving that despite being under slight pressure early on, you can't write them off. They're here for a reason, boys and girls. Two very, very good sides. Two well-matched sides as well from what I saw in the semi-final. Snatch clears that, but Cruz comes straight back in. Escrow this time, his turn to clear. GZ bustled off it, but illegally, says the referee. We'll restart with a free kick. Both sides happy to play out from the back as well. We've not seen too much direct football. Not that there's anything wrong with direct football, of course. Absco pinching it off Heartbreak Kid right off his toes, but they do manage to play out, although that one's been blocked. Don Missouri up there wins it, but Kaluga wins it high up. Here we go, one of the danger men for the French side. Loses out eventually. There is again the gaffer dropping short, really, really deep is Olnik for the away side. Expect to see that. Escrow under a bit of pressure there. Yeah, Olnik, the gaffer for ECHELON. Expect to see him drop short, especially away from home as well, as he comes in search of the ball short. Does so there with a flick on. Cruz with the 60-yard crossfield pass, and it does go out for a goal kick. I mean, that would have been a good field position kick in rugby had that gone out for a throw-in. Good chance for ECHELON to get on the pitch there and try and box him in. Alas, it's not what they intended. It's not what they actually got. 6x6 goal scorer on Wednesday. Astro George, over the top it goes. First touches of the ball for Storm, who was very handy on Wednesday. Swings it in, but Riwak is there from CDM. Finds the cam. That's who they want on the ball. GZ. Also this man, Kaluga, gets a bit of space. Cuts it back to the cam. There's Beast on the edge of the box. Looking for his two forward players. He had lots of choices. Did find one, but came to nothing. Temptation just working this ball over, recycling it very, very well. Beast again from CDM, looking for striker's feet, won't find it, but it comes back to a black shirt. Escrow, the central centre-back, pivotal for this team. GZ once more. Bustles his way past his own man, looking for space. Didn't necessarily find it there, but does get a throw and decides to take the throw himself. Fakes long, then goes long, but finds a white shirt and a bit of space for Cruz. Very, very tidy play. Exhibit A, there we go. Good turn in the centre of the park. Olnik to Cruz again. Good one-touch football from ECHELON. Don't forget, they are in Russia right now. They will be playing with a slight delay, I'm sure. So don't write them off just yet. But so far, holding their own against a very, very good Temptation side. This defence holding firm in the first 35 minutes. Headed down nicely, held up nicely as well. ECHELON looking to build on the halfway line. Not seen too much going forward so far. Just that knockdown that was eventually given offside. But tentative start from them. As the away side, you probably would expect it. Here is Speedy, swings it in. Absco not convincing with that clearance. Volky Lolky, the match winner from the semi-final. Looking to get something on the end of it, but can't. GZ goes long, and here comes Captain Kirk to sweep up. 6 minutes from half-time of the first game, so almost a quarter of the way through. $2,000 up for grabs, boys and girls. That is not lunch money. Olnik into his strike partner. Fake no horse, can't force that through. Mazzari's there, gives it to GZ. Finds Scaro's feet, happy to be patient. Our Temptation, they will be aware though that they have to go to Russia after this, and here is a chance to counter with the gaffer. Olnik slides it through, just not on the same wavelength as Volky Lolky. Wrong side of the man actually, and he does have an overlap on this right hand side. It will be Storm, swings it in first time. We're seeing that quite often at the moment. It's right mid to left mid here. Mazzari stands his ground nicely, but the team in white do come through. Headed clearance, a good clearance as well by Beast, and that's going to take us through to half-time. Despite there not being many chances, that did actually fly by. That for me, that flew by, and I think it's very much a case at the moment of these two sides playing the occasion. What this does play into, though, one side's hands more than the other. It's gotta be the Russians, because if Temptation want to take a while to warm up to these two legs, ECHELON will be more than happy with that, because they've got to go to Russia next. So I think Temptation will be perhaps a little bit nervy going into the second half. I think the team talk will be along the lines of, boys, let's just try and get a goal here at the very least. Gameplay for me, it's Champions E-League final, boys and girls. There's going to be nerves. This is why we love 11v11 pro clubs. We know they're not long ball specialists, either of these sides. They're very good playing through the thirds. So the fact that they've gone a bit more direct, especially in that last 10-15 minutes, probably tells you there's a few nerves out there. And let's be honest, look how many people are in the chat right now. There's a lot of money at stake, a lot of prestige at stake. It's been a long old tournament, 80 teams, 20 groups. We've got to let them off, boys. We've got to let them off. Riwak trying to find a risky pass in a risky part of town, but Escrow steps in and wins it back. And now Temptation have got a man over to the left-hand side. It is one of their danger men. Absco breaks into the box, left-footed shot. Green timed it, but good block. It's going to fall back to Temptation, edge of the box. And look at all the white shirts back for ECHELON. Good defensive cover for them, although it's going to fall with the Trivela. Captain Kirk, big stop. Gets it out of danger as well. We always say that is saving it is one thing, but making sure you get it out of that danger area is a completely different thing. And Captain Kirk has got the same kit on as the Temptation players, which does make him hard to spot in that box. I'm not sure if that's a good thing or a bad thing. Astro George, they had men committed. And they're going to win it back though. Speedy. Been a quiet half for him, but then he sends out that 70-yard raking pass. Olnik breaks into the box. Trivela cross did find its way just between two of the centre halves. Anywhere will do, and anywhere it goes. Kaluga does well though, makes some bones about it, and I was going to say, Kaluga was not offside. I think he was flagging for the foul on GZ. Temptation more than happy to play on because they got the ball in the box now. Stabs it in. Headed down. Kaluga on the volley. Another big save from Captain Kirk. Heartbreak Kid keeps it in, but it's going to come straight back. Kirk doesn't come for this one. Pinned to his line there. That's how good the ball in was for Temptation, and they are knocking at the door right now. Captain Kirk refusing to answer. Refusing to let the Frenchman in. This game is heating up, and it's probably, as we said, they probably just got a reminder, and that's gone over to Absco. Takes it down the chest. Another block. Another dangerous strike from Absco. Surely something's going to fall to him sooner rather than later. GZ fires it over the crossbar. Absco looking very, very dangerous. Captain Kirk and his back line have been... they've been equal to it so far, but there's only so long you can keep... Is he going to be offside? No, yes, he is. There's only so long you can keep Absco quiet until something ripples the back of the net. And it's a very dangerous game to play. But like I said, the Russians are away from home first leg. And I think 65 minutes in, 0-0, that's gonna be totally fine with them. Speedy having to do a lot of defending this first 66 minutes. The first leg of the Champions League final. Second leg will follow straight after. Guy Jesus, don't play games. I've seen you at a Champions League final before. Scaro beats his man, edge of the box, gets the shot off, blocked by 6x6. Down the line, but snatches there first. Volky Lolky back there. That's the centre forward, boys and girls, pressing. Escrow does well on that loose pass from Snatch. That's much better from him. Once again, recycled well, and they go long once more. Mopped up by 6x6s. Have a great game so far. Cruz looking like the danger man for this Echelon side. No Horse over to the far side where Cruz is taking up position out there along with Speedy. Finds Volky Lolky's feet to Speedy, looking to square up his man. Instead, finds his striker, who finds his CDM. Cruz to the front post, and Chris Boras, a safe pair of hands at the best of times, comes out, collects it just when I thought the striker was going to get there first. That would be very, very 11s pro clubs if Echelon had pinched a goal there, especially after Temptation have been the, I don't want to say the dominant side, but they've been the side definitely more likely to grab the first goal of this first leg. And they've got a man over here. Are they going to try and play him offside? Escrow, I think, stepped out and prevented him from playing that ball over. It was very good defending in the end, but Temptation may be wondering how they got caught short there. All the way back to Captain Kirk it goes. 11 more minutes for Echelon. I think they will take a 0-0 here, boys and girls. They will take a 0-0. Take this tie back to Russia with the home advantage, although Mazzari swings it in, taken down. Oh, just offside. I could only assume it didn't look like there was any kind of foul. Captain Kirk in absolutely no rush to take this whatsoever. A 7.4 I can see from that bottom left-hand corner as well. So a very good game for him. Astro George and Cruz. I mean, I was going to say he's having a good game as well. Heartbreak Kid steps in, wins it back, and Astro George will be very, very thankful for his teammate there stepping in at short notice to pinch that back. Goes long, headed down by Volky Lolky. Horse into Heartbreak Kid. George, good one-touch football from the Russians. Man over on the overlap. It is Storm. Mr. Fantastic defending. Good recovery as well, because it looked at one point like Storm was going to get enough space. Shisui Shiki, come sub yourself in and show us how it's done. I saw that bicycle kick. I saw it. Long throw. Finds Mister's head. 5 minutes remaining. Volky Lolky down to Horse. Is this Storm on the overlap? He's not going to get it. Doesn't matter who it is. 3 minutes remaining then. 0-0 in Echelon's first semi-final tie on Wednesday. They then went and won 2-1 in that game away from home against Impact. They'll be at home this time. And I think Temptation, given the way they started that second half, they came out of the traps flying. They looked likely to score a goal. They haven't looked likely to score a goal for a while now, though. Storm breaks into the box. Edge of the box is on. There's 3 or 4 white shirts. Volky Lolky, fair play. Swing the boot at it. See what you can get. And what they get is a corner in the 91st minute. And they've only got 3 players in the box. So it's Mister who will complete the clearance. GZ, nice touch from him. Goes long because he knows Kaluga's out there. And Astro George covering nicely. It is all square in France. 0-0. ECHELON will be the happier of the two sides for sure. I mean, look, I say we. I use that very, very, very loosely. We wrote ECHELON off on Wednesday in the semi-final, okay? Anything can happen. Anything can happen, boys and girls. ECHELON looked down and out in that semi-final. They got themselves back into it as the away side with a goal down as well. And yeah, confirmation there in the chat. If the score is 2-2 or 3-3, not 1-1 though. I'll let you because you know what you're talking about. But yeah, 0-0. So it dresses this up pretty much straightforward. Win the second game, and that's it. It's as easy as that. For Temptation, it's probably going to be a little bit more difficult, of course. But hey, I mean, you've got to beat the best to be the best. Absolutely. Right then, whilst we're waiting for the teams to re-lobby, just a quick reminder that Mondays, Tuesdays, Thursdays is usual VPG nights on this channel. So if you are watching tonight because it's Champions E-League, first of all, welcome, of course. But also make sure you are subscribed to this channel live every Monday, Tuesday, Thursday with a mixture, Cups, UK Prem, and of course, the pinnacle, VPG Esports Premier. A reminder of the two lineups then as we wait for teams to lobby up, which to be quite honest, they're doing a pretty good job of. Maybe just sorting heights and whatnot. Any type of draw is extra time and pens. Now, I'm not saying that's my preference, but any excuse for drama and for more pro clubs, I'm here for it. I am absolutely here for it. That wouldn't be a bad way to finish, would it? But what we do want to see today in this next game, in leg number 2, is a goal. At least a goal. I feel like Temptation, ECHELON, you owe us that. You owe us that. You've been fantastic the whole way through this tournament. But we do need a goal. We do need a goal. Let me bring you then on to the lobby so you guys can see exactly what I'm seeing. ECHELON have sent their heights over, so we're just waiting for ECHELON to send an invite and we can get this game going. It is Temptation. They are the away side, the Frenchmen. Like I said, 9 wins in their last 11 before tonight. That does mean just the 1 loss in now their last 12 games. So they are a very, very tricky side to beat. A very, very well balanced side as well. I mean, we've got their lineup, we've got their formation in front of us now, with Beast and with Riwak in front of that back 3, who and back 4, of course, Chris Boris. We cannot write that man off. Didn't really have too much to do in that first game. Something tells me he might be a little bit busier in this game, with ECHELON being that home side. I think, and this is why I said the advantage is definitely to the side playing at home in the second game. It's always been the way, and my reasoning for that is both sides in that 45 minutes, they looked nervous. It was a nervous game of football, and that is absolutely fine. Of course it's human nature, but it's almost a waste of that first 45 minutes for Temptation, because now ECHELON have got 90 minutes under their belt. They're not going to be nervous. Temptation aren't going to be nervous either, but ECHELON have got that 90 minutes. They've shaped off any nerves, and they've also got the more favourable ping. So that is why I think going into this final, they've got the slight upper hand. However, ECHELON will know fine well that Impact on Wednesday semi-final had the same advantage and didn't use it. They went 1-0 up as well. Thank you very much. Thank you. It's actually why I wear to work. To go dig that out. It's also 27 degrees here in the UK today, so the second this stream finishes, it's off. It's off. Go for a shower. Not sure what we're waiting on. ECHELON is what we're waiting on, because we can see Temptation's screen. But yeah, to be honest, not too much to write home about in that first leg. It is what it is, and Temptation will know, ECHELON will know. It's a straight shootout from here. It doesn't matter if you're the away side, it doesn't matter if you're the home side. It's a straight shootout. If you win this game, you've won $2,000. You've won the Champions E-League final, and that's it. When it gets to a draw, of course, that's where it gets a little bit more interesting. Of course, it gets a bit more interesting. Right. Still waiting for ECHELON. I say the problem. With ECHELON playing in Russia, we don't have any of their stats, which anyone who watches this will know I love stats. I love stats. So we can only really get stats from the Champions E-League for ECHELON, which is a shame because, like I said, they captured our hearts on Wednesday. We fell in love with them. There was a real good turnaround, a real Champions E-League semi-final. But dispatching the likes of Rote, the likes of Class, and of course coming from behind, away from home against Impact on Wednesday, they're a side not to be messed with. Confirmation then that the invite has gone across. We are bang on schedule for possibly the first time ever. No away goals is what I've been told. I'm sure Mr. Delosa will confirm once more for the hard of hearing. But if it's any kind of draw, we'll be going through to extra time and penalties, which I think the neutrals among us will be absolutely fine with that. I mean, we're not going to be going into this game, are we? Because we've only got 20 players. And even me with my dodgy maths knows we need more than that for a game. Do you know what? I'm having the away goal rule explained to me now like a 6-year-old, and that's what I actually need. Right, so away goals only apply if it's not a draw. So 2-1, then a 1-0. The team that scored the away goal is through, and I'm guessing that's because you then don't have the chance to go through to extra time and penalties on that game. So that makes total sense. There we go. That would be why. 1-0 and 1-0. You play again, home and away. Okay. So lucky we didn't get that, because it's quite hot here, and 4 games of pro clubs may well write me off. I mean, it would be a stream, but clothes would start coming off, and I don't think people want to see that. 0-0, 1-1. You continue to extra time and pens. The away goals do not apply, so that makes total sense. So no away goals on this tie whatsoever. So to be quite frank, it's been nice to talk about it because it's given us something to talk about. But now that's been cleared up. Now it's been cleared up. Guys and girls, whilst I have everyone here, I guess it's a very, very good time to plug the VPG UK LAN, which is taking place first weekend of July. Guys, get involved. If you want to play, go and find. No one wants to see that, Bluey. No, I assure you. Definitely not on a Champions League final stream anyway. We'll talk about other streams. But no, more importantly, and back to the point, that VPG UK LAN is happening at Sheffield again, and it's not just any place in Sheffield. It is Hillsborough Stadium, a place absolutely enriched in footballing history. So even if the pro clubs is a side thought for you guys, even if you just want to come down, visit the stadium, meet pro clubs weekly in person, obviously, but also it's a very good chance and excuse to actually meet your teammates or even oppositions. Of course, everyone's going to be on their best behavior, but I think last year the real good thing about it was just seeing all the teams together and meeting each other for the first time, and I couldn't recommend it more. we weren't even playing. Obviously, we were on commentary. We weren't even playing, and I can recommend it. So get yourselves down, whether you're playing, whether you're spectating. That's the first weekend of July, Hillsborough Stadium in Sheffield. Right, just having a little look through the chat. Anything. No, there's not. We're just waiting for ECHELON. One of their players has internet issues, which I mean, at least it's not an EA issue, I guess. But yeah, internet issues don't really bode well, unfortunately, with these strict timelines we have. I thought that was an invite. It's not. Like I said, anyone tuning in yesterday would have seen how many issues we had with the game, with players getting in and out of games. It was painful. But at least I wasn't wearing a suit jacket then, so. And yeah, like I said, it's worth it. I mean, I'm just sat here watching the Discord. I mean, I could just move the Discord over so you guys can see what I can see, but I'm just a middleman as per usual. I'll pop the teams back on though. So and this fancy graphic as well, which by the way, Delosa did a fantastic job on. Champions League Grand Final, of course. The Russians at home in the second leg. So technically that makes them favorites. Tentation, of course, will have something to say about that. There are the team sheets for anybody interested, anyone who missed that first game. Of course, they are the same as the first game, unless this ECHELON player can't sort his internet out, of course. But also they are unchanged from Wednesday's games. So the two teams that beat Prolific and Impact in those semi-finals will be playing again, representing not only their teams, but by the looks of the chat, their countries as well, which is good I like that. It's very patriotic, very patriotic. I'm not sure we get that very much in the UK, actually. All the UK teams hate each other. Real life, of course, all pro clubs teams love each other. Of course they love each other. But if you are just tuning in, it was 0-0 in the first leg. We're just waiting for one player from ECHELON. It's not an EA issue. It's just your bog standard internet issue. What a time to have an internet issue, by the way, on Champions ELEAGUE final night of all the nights. And you know what? I think I cursed it because we were going into that game. I said we were bang on schedule for possibly the first time ever. I know it's been a while because I can see how long my my background music loop has got left to play, and it's counting down. Waiting on one player then. I don't have anything else to plug, if I'm totally honest. I've plugged next week. I mean, we're going to be, EA issues aside, of course, we'll be trying to do Monday, Tuesday, Thursday streams every single week for season 14. Of course, this marks the end of week 1. We didn't do Tuesday stream because I'd say 20% of teams played on that Tuesday. The rest were really struggling. Last night was a complete and utter mixed bag. But as long as the game is okay, we'll be here every Monday, Tuesday, Thursday. So make sure you are subscribed to VPG main YouTube channel, because this is where all the action is. ECHELON have just posted now saying 1 minute and they are ready. Probably a good chance to have a little whip through of these 11s again. Like I said, Chris Boras in net for Tentation. Didn't have much to do. Pinched it off the head of the striker in that first game. That was it. Would imagine he'll be a little bit busier in this game. Mr. Esgrover and Snatch, solid back 3, solid back 4 with Chris Boras there as well. And then of course in front of him, Beast and Rework. Beast has been sensational this week. Like I said, we've seen a lot of Tentation on this channel. and he has been one of the standout players in that CDM position. Mazzari was one of those players we just flying under the radar, so I feel like it was important to give him a big shout out. He is the top rated winger in the whole of the Champions League. Don't sue us, please. 3 assists. I'm doing a disservice. 3 assists, 4 goals for that man from right midfield. But it's Absco on that opposite flank, who will always be the one to watch. He is our captain. He is our cameraman tonight. And then GZ, Kaluga, and Scaro make up that front 3 for Tentation. Captain Kirk between the posts for ECHELON. He has been quality. 6x6 central centre-back for him. He got a goal in the semi-final. And then Storm, Speedy, quiet in that first leg. Be looking to change that. Cruz is the man they want on the ball in that central midfield. And Volky Loki, match winner, is our one to watch. He partners the gaffer Olnik up front. Right then, let's do this, boys and girls, because we've got the magic number in that top left hand corner. It's 22, which means we are ready to go. Good luck to both sides. It is 0-0 on aggregate, which means this is an absolute straight shootout. I am on Absco's stream here, so we might get a little insight into what the ping's saying. It's 40 at the moment, if you can or can't see that. ECHELON got 50 plus ping, they confirmed in the chat, so there's definitely an advantage for the home sides. We knew that anyway, and both sides know that as well. So everything to do for Tentation, but just look at what ECHELON did last night. Oh, sorry, Wednesday night. They can use that as their inspiration. Olnik, edge of the box. Escrow gets in the way. Clears. It is Tentation in the red. I mean, look at the goalkeeper's kit. It's literally exactly the same as the outfield kit. It's crazy. ECHELON in the black Liverpool shirt from left to right. Housekeeping done. Let's go. Cruz heads forward to his gaffer. Olnik. Speedy. Now he's on good ping. Let's see how speedy that man is. Slides it through to Volky Loki. Finds his gaffer near post. Escrow there again for the second time in 8 minutes. Like I said, Chris Boris is going to be busy, as are this back 3 for sure. Once again, though, happy to keep the ball until they go long. Might be something, it might be a tactic. They could have been watching, or could have watched back on Wednesday. The powers that be at Tentation may be looking for a tactic, maybe looking for a way to beat this ECHELON side over 2 legs. It is a lot more direct than we're used to seeing. Cruz wins it high up, though. Gives it to Volky Loki, cuts inside, skips past 1, skips past 2. Astro George now goes out wide to Speedy. On the overlap is Cruz, gets it back, Travella cross. Absco there. Might be seeing him in a more defensive role. As I say that, he picks the ball up, beats his man, and off he goes. Very, very good player, the cameraman. Got a star above his head, and rightly so. No Horse wins that back for the home side. ECHELON, the Russians. The Frenchman, Tentation, playing on that Russian ping. Astro George can only concede a corner, and I tell you what, Tentation, given that there will be that slight ping issue, a set piece would not go amiss. A set piece goal, definitely something Tentation should be trying for here. GZ swings it in. Olnik at the near post, leading by example for his side. 3v4. Volky Loki happy to keep possession as he wins his side. A throw in just over the halfway line. No goals in either tie so far. Only a handful of chances as well. It has been a very tentative 2-legged affair. Slight suspicion of offside. Suspicions confirmed. Linesman. And there we go. That's definitely the delay. Back post is on. Olnik heads it down to Cruz, who gives it to Storm. Edge of the box. Faked the shot. Gave the pass instead. Cruz does not fake a shot. What a save by Chris Boras. He needed some very, very good reactions there. We know that man is a top goalkeeper. But play on that delay as well. Great stop and a great effort from Cruz as well. That had an absolute sting in its tail. GZ. Cut out though. Early doors. Back post is on. Headed down by Lukic, who stayed up. Chris Boras comes to close it down. It's Volky Lolky, just like he did on Wednesday. Finds the back of the net. Puts his side 1 goal up. And it is first blood ECHELON in this Champions E-League final. Second leg. 1-0 on aggregate as well. It is a straight shootout, boys and girls. Whoever wins this game will be lifting that trophy. A draw will take us to extra time and possibly penalties, but now Tentation will have to find at least a goal, which might open this game up, boys and girls. Might be what we're waiting for. Volky Lolky at the back post. Puts his side 1-0 up. The Russians will love it. Escrow. Patient stuff from Tentation, moving it through the thirds. This is what we used to seeing. I mean, it did get broken down on the edge of the box, but it looks a lot better than some of that direct stuff we've seen in the last 120 minutes. Cruz orchestrated a lot of that first goal. Volky. There was a slight suspicion as well of offside when that ball came into the back post. I think it was Lukic who got the knockdown, so left up there from the corner that Cruz won, of course, with that 20-yard shot. A great stop by Chris Boras, and now he must be thinking, well, great, because they conceded anyway. But Scaro through. Captain Kirk really committed to that one. Beast to GZ. Had a quiet game by his standards, so we're looking to change that right now with the Travella, but it's high, wide, not overly handsome. And ECHELON now will restart with a goal kick. Down the line it goes, and that's a fantastic ball to Storm. Comes inside. ECHELON now, with playing with no ping, look like a completely different side. Snatch cuts back inside. Very dangerous on this delay. And we are seeing chances being taken at the back for this Tentation side. And I said in the intro, they are a side who, when they go a goal up, when they go 2 goals up, they continue to press for more. And you can kind of see that from their attitude. Chris Boras had that covered. Definitely had that covered. You can see that from their attitude and trying to play out on this slight delay. Their centre-backs are more than happy to take a bit of a gamble. It's risk versus reward, of course. It always is in pro clubs. 5 minutes to half-time. Tentation, not only a goal down, but slightly up against it as well. Mazzari to Absco. He's going to keep it in. Goes one way, goes the other. Right-footed, swings it in. Bit of space. Mazzari heads it down. It's going to fall to Scaro. Back post. It's Kaluga. There's the equaliser just before half-time. Delay or no delay, Kaluga is inevitable. And Tentation, they scrapped that style of play. They went back to what they know. And there is Scaro to Kaluga. Strike force combining. And against, not the run of play, but against all odds, a bit like ECHELON on Wednesday night, finds the back of the net. Boys and girls, it's game on. This is exactly what we needed to spice up this tie. Someone said Kalu goal. If he scores again, I'm going to have to pinch that. I'm going to have to pinch that. Escrow, long it goes after me saying they look so much better when they don't go long. Does find Absco, but he gets double teamed over on this near side. And ECHELON, what have they got in response? As they looked a bit quiet since going ahead. Ball goes over the top, and I'll give the cheer because it's been a great half of football, and we've still got another half left to go. Boys and girls, this is what we've been waiting for all night. This is what I think, if we'd got a goal in that first game, this is what would have happened. It would have sparked to life. Instead, we got 2 very, very good defensive performances. But now, Look at what that goal has done to the game. It's opened things up completely and utterly. And it, from all of us being neutrals, I guess even if you guys are supporting one of the two sides as well, it's what we want to see. It's what we want to see. I'm sure the two teams would prefer to put on a show for us. I don't think they care too much, of course. But given the choice. Right, 45 minutes, possibly more afterwards, of course. But 45 minutes first and foremost. Here we go. If you are just joining us, it's the second leg. First leg was 0-0, so it's a straight shootout. ECHELON in the black Liverpool kit from right to left. On the attack here, Volki from the knockdown from his gaffer, Chris Boris at the near post. Concedes a corner, good stop. Especially when you take into consideration that possible delay. Mister with the blue afro, we can't miss him. Completes the clearance to Scaro, who's got an assist to his name tonight. GZ tries to slide it through. They'll want to see more from him this half, for sure. Good feet from Storm. Wins it back off Absco over on that far side. Yeah, just to finish off that housekeeping, it is Temptation, of course, in the red from left to right. They are the away side, playing on Russian ping. They are a French-speaking side, mostly based in France, I do believe. If not all, the majority. Absco, our cameraman for tonight, so thank you very much to him. Headed on by the goal scorer, Volki. ECHELON happy to recycle. They go back to 6x6. Got himself a goal in the semi-final on Wednesday. Here he is, orchestrating things from central centre-back. Cruz literally plays wherever he wants. I love it. I love the Cruz role. Astro George, down the line it goes to Storm. Cuts back, gets it back to George. What a ball that is. Stayed onside as well. Near post it goes, but Chris Boras, having went near post last time, goes near post again. It was actually quite a tame shot in the end, but Olnik was there. Signs of danger, albeit small. Tame shot. Here is the gaffer. Gives it to his strike partner. Edge of the box is on. Cruz heads it down to Astro George. Straight down the throat of Chris Boras. And the clearance was a long one. And it's what was needed. Gets them out of danger. Just takes the pressure off a little bit, because Temptation are having to weather the storm a little bit here in this second half. Basically the fourth quarter of this tie. Storm and Co win it back for ECHELON, the home side. Astro George can't keep it in. Just under 30 virtual minutes to go. Something's got to give, otherwise we go through to extra time and potentially penalties. The neutrals are absolutely fine with that. I feel like either side could probably do without that stress. Alas. Something's got to give, and that is a very, very, very hefty clearance with the head. A 60, 70-yard clearance. Volki latched onto it, but because he was about 10 yards offside. Chris Boras getting a lot of love in the chat. Fantastic goalkeeper. Another good goalkeeper is this man, Captain Kirk. Looking for this near side. He'll get another go. Goes to the opposite flank this time, and curse of the commentator. Curse of the commentator. First one wasn't great. Second one, yeah. Absco then, the cameraman, will get us restarted. 30 minutes turns to 20 minutes left. Is there a hero amongst the ranks? And are we going to get that heroics in the 90 minutes? I'll tell you what, Temptation have gambled here. They've got a lot of men forward. Swing it into the back post. Storm clears against Absco. Riwak, very, very nicely done. Get a couple of stabs at that, and Temptation are going to keep the ball. Through to the goal scorer, Kaluga, and he did get the shot off as well. Captain Kirk makes the save. He came out to him, and it's difficult to see because he's wearing the same bloody kit, but I didn't expect Kaluga to get that shot off. He did. The ricochet is why we have a corner. And it's looking for Mister's head. Back post is snatched. Squares it instead of being selfish. It was probably the right option, but the centre-back read it, which I guess makes it the wrong option, but possibly could have had his name in lights. And I tell you what, a Champions League final won by a centre-back header to a centre-back would have been just right for this FC25. Storm, they're coming close this time. Both sides going for it. Here we go. That is a ball. I tell you what, it's Gilt Edge. Heartbreak Kid will have his head in his hands for sure. For sure. Gilt Edge at this standard. Two big chances, both from corners as well. Volky Lolky, the goal scorer, heads it down, flicked on, but Mister winning it in that lovely 80-yard clearance on the turn that we all, of course, love. We don't love it. Olnek comes short, as we've been seeing for this last game and 80 minutes. Volky Lolky, bad touch, but Mister potentially the delay letting him down there because the clearance goes over his own crossbar. Absco is literally in the goal right now. Ball comes in, snatch is there. It's going to come back because Volky Lolky wins it. Stayed on side. It's going to fall to feet. Absco does fantastically well. And here we go. Chance for a counter because Kalugol is running off to the left. Cuts back. Nicely done from him and nicely done from Temptation. Ball goes in. Keeper stays. Keeper collects. And I tell you what, that's potentially nerves. Captain Kirk will tell you otherwise. Of course he will. He wasn't nervous at all. But, I mean, the quality of the ball that came in. Rooted to goalkeeper. The knockdown was there. Nothing for Temptation. Speedy breaks into the box. Touch let him down. Good sweeping by Rewark. The CDM there sweeping very deep. Tells you everything you need to know about these two ties. They have been closely fought. As Olnik again can't get that flick on. But winning a lot of flick ons is that man. Trying to drag the rest of his side into this game, into this tie, because the next goal will win this tie, providing it's within the 90 minutes. But it's looking likely like it's going to go to extra time and potentially penalties, save for one last roll of the dice, and it looks like it's going to be Temptation who are going to be the rollers, and it's going to be a corner as well. Storm forced into clearing it. Here we go, boys and girls. This would be late drama. They go short with Absco. Swings it in the post. Misses that big save from Captain Kirk. What a massive save that is. It's huge. There's time for a counter-attack as long as Cruz can offload this. He chooses to hold on to it. That's not going to be what he was looking for. We will be going into extra time, and all thanks to that man, Captain Kirk. We saw those heroics in the semi-final. It was almost a carbon copy of that save from Impact. That time it was ECHELON 2-1 up. This time it was 1 apiece, so it does take us into extra time. Looking for late drama. We almost found it. Boys and girls, something has to give between these two sides. They cannot be separated after 180 minutes. So we'll do 30 virtual minutes more. Why the hell not? Why the hell not? Right then. Let's do this. We need a winner. Who's going to be the hero? And are we going to see penalties? But what a save. Regardless of what happens. What a save that was. I don't even know. It happened so quickly. I don't even know who got the shot off. Potentially Kaluga. Astro George cuts back onto the left foot. Goes long. Snatch. Heads it away. Only as far as more black shirts. ECHELON keeping the pressure on. Stabbed in. Volky Lolky will be offside, but a good header nonetheless. Temptation so close to stealing it. Last gasp. GZ manages to find a way through to Absco. Gets it back. That's the GZ we know and love. Gives it to Scaro. Tell you what, he got the shot off and then went over. I've seen them given. It wasn't a foul, but I've seen them given on this game. Living dangerously, both sides then. Kaluga, fantastic work from him. Looks hungry since his goal. Scaro gives it to GZ. Thought about shooting. Whips the skill out. Fake no horse was there with a very, very good tackle. It needed to be good because he did manage to just break into the box. I know we're heading to penalties, but neither side's going to want to see a penalty given against him. Chris Boras, oh my god, almost giving his manager a heart attack. Cool as you like, of course, that man. Volky Loki already got a goal to his name tonight. Lining up for a second. Leads to nothing. GZ. Looking like he's had a rocket up him. Here he is again. Edge of the box. Gives it to Skara. Gets a shot off. Big save from Captain Kirk. Manages to make sure it doesn't go out for a corner as well, which is massive because Temptation have looked very dangerous from corners. And also palmed it to one of his own teammates. So not only is that man keeping him in the game, he's keeping him in possession as well. We can do it all. Just needs to work on that distribution. Far side. Speedy. Edge of the box to Olnik. Travella cross. Escrow clears. Fake. No horse into Olnik. What a block that is by Snatch. What a block. Looked goal bound. Kept it low. Chris Boras had come out like the goal. It looked dangerous. Snatch though. Great block. Olnik stabs it goalwards. 6x6, and that's gonna be half time in extra time. 6x6 heads it down to Lukic, who assisted that goal from Volky Loki. It's been end to end since the 90th minute, and it's got us questioning where all this was in the first 90 minutes, maybe. But there we are, boys and girls. It's the worst part of the night. It is the 45 seconds between 15 virtual minutes, which is basically 45 seconds anyway. So I'm just going to put you back on the screen because I don't have anything to say apart from the cries in the chat now will be for penalties, for sure. I genuinely think it will be a case of if you can get a goal in this period of extra time, chances are you're going to go away with the trophy. But do the neutrals want to see the drama, or do they want to see penalties? Let's find out. 15 virtual minutes. Speedy sends it in. Both sides look like scoring as well. Both sides have looked dangerous. Arguably more dangerous in that 15 minutes than at any point in the last 180. Scaro slides it through. What a ball that is. Absco looking to get on the end of it. Heartbreak Kid does fantastically well. Keeps the ball. Prevents the corner. I mean, nothing's going to come of it with the ball down the line. But great defending again against a very difficult customer. Put my teeth back in. 10 virtual minutes. Just like that. 5 have gone by. Can't keep it in, so Absco gets the throw in. Oh, given away to Astro George on the halfway line. Absco rushing back now. Storm cut out by GZ. Scaro, great feet from him. Good turn, good hold up play too. Awaiting the red shirts, and here is one of the more dangerous ones. There's been a lag out at that back post. Number 44 might have been the person having those internet problems, but I mean, if they can get through to full time now, I mean, that might put them at a bit of a disadvantage. GZ heads it down, but Absco had been fouled with the cross, so they're going to get a free kick. Are they playing with an any? I think they are. I mean, has he lagged out, or have they got an any just to come back and control him? Either way, they have to deal with this Temptation free kick. Fired in. I tell you what, we got a great angle of that. It stayed on there for a little bit longer than we probably wanted, but inches away from a blue afro. Inches away. It's all Temptation in these last 5-10 minutes. Riwak, edge of the box, was able to run into it, and just looking, yeah, there has been a lag out. There it is. Cruz, though, playing in the cruise role, which means he can play anywhere. Edge of the box, it went through 2 black shirts. It's given straight back to them. I tell you what, ball goes over the top. Inches away from getting something on the end of it. Number 44 bottled pens. I do the same, mate. I do the same. Oh, look at that. Internet's gone out. Yank the cord. Right. 30 virtual seconds. Ball goes in. It didn't need to be rushed. I don't think it needed to be rushed. They do give you a bit of time if you are in that final third. Maybe they're playing for penalties, boys and girls. Maybe that's what they wanted all along, because that is what they're going to get. And there's no messing around, because we do go straight into it as well. I'll try and keep up as much as possible. Here we go then. It is Cruz. Plays wherever he wants. Playing as penalty taker for the first penalty. It is Chris Boras. Makes the save early on. Can Captain Kirk do what he's done all night and save the day? No, he can't, because Kalugol is there. Astro George up this time. Finds the back of the net. Interestingly, no strikers taking the first 2 penalties. Scaro this time steps up, dinks it down the middle. Sent Captain Kirk for a Twix. 2-1 to Temptation. Volky Lolky already got a goal tonight. I can't make it 2. And I tell you what, Chris Boras was the cries in the chat. GZ goes down the middle as well. Unable to do anything is Captain Kirk. And just like that, Chris Boras can win it for his side with a save here against the gaffer. It'll have to fall onto the shoulders of... I don't know who it is. Who's Pogba? Who is Pogba? It might be Beast. It could be anyone. Either way, the slow run up. Taking his sweet time. Finds the back of the net. It's 4 from 4. It was Beast. And there is confirmation, boys and girls. We went the whole way. We went the full distance for the penalty shootout win for XTENTATION. Congratulations to the Frenchman. Commiserations to ECHELON. They just couldn't get it over the line. Captain Kirk inspired ECHELON. The Russians couldn't do it. At home as well, Temptation have done fantastically well to get a result there. Going a goal down as well, don't forget, boys and girls. Dragged themselves back into the game with that goal from Kaluga. Turns out to be the hero. Him, Scaro, and Beast all getting their goals from the penalty spot. And of course, GZ as well. There it is, $2,000 richer. Let's not put me on here. Let's put the 2 sides on here. ECHELON and Temptation. They're the guys we're watching tonight. You did not tune in to see me. $2,000 heading over to Temptation. The Frenchmen have secured the title. And the boys, the French guys, have got that prestigious trophy next to their name, which is what every VPG player wants deep down, of course. Commiserations, of course, again to ECHELON. $500 though is nothing to be sniffed at. They did fantastically well to get here. Both sides did fantastically well to get here. It's been an absolute pleasure to call it, and I tell you what, I know they got a bit of stick in the chat. I fully appreciate that is what Pro Clubs is about, a bit of banter, but the nerves are 100% going to be there regardless. I don't care how many times you've played in this VPG, in this Champions League, there's always going to be nerves. It was a slightly nervy affair over the 2 legs, but penalties, they put a show on for you guys in the chat, and for me here as well. So hopefully you guys enjoyed it at home. I'm now going to go and take this off because I'm absolutely roasting. 80 teams, 20 groups, whittled down to 2. We now whittled them down to 1. It is Temptation, the Frenchman, lifting the Champions E-League trophy. $2,000 richer. Happy days. Not a bad night's work. Thank you very much for tuning in, boys and girls. As always, make sure you are subscribed to this channel before you go. Hit a like as well. That usually helps the algorithm. And of course, for those of you who don't know, I am 8-Ball of Pro Clubs Weekly, half of Pro Clubs Weekly. So make sure you go and subscribe over on YouTube to that as well. And it would make me very happy. I'm going to leave you now for the rest of your weekend. guys, enjoy the nice weather. Temptation, enjoy the prize money, enjoy that trophy parade. Make sure you get it through the streets of Paris. And guys, I will see you back here on Monday for another week of VPG live streams. Congratulations to VPG on another very, very well run. Well, I'm almost there. Well run tournament. Thank you very much once again for tuning in. See you next week.